got Eric on. Eric, and then Damon is they're two business partners.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Yep. So in what capacity are you involved in e-commerce? I think we might have talked about this, but I can't remember exactly.
So at the moment, I'm not involved at all in e-commerce, but I was into it before. I was doing mostly logistics at one time, like kind of like on the drop shipping side, that sort of thing, but not very, very involved.
What are you most interested in now?
Just looking for opportunities. It's not saying like I'll hop into anything, but anything that makes sense financially will, if it works out, it works out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Even if it means taking a risk, sometimes you got to take a risk to get where you need.
Yep, exactly. So yeah,
What are you doing for your?
Go ahead, Eric.
What are you doing for like work nowadays, or what's your?
I actually work for Universal Studios.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. Where are you living? So
I live in Orlando.
Orlando. Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Nice. So our two main business models right now are Amazon and Facebook shops. So one is, a lower barrier of entry with Facebook shops, 3,500, compared to, a lot of people are charging anywhere from $20,000 to $40,000 for it. But we have a pretty good process and a good team of people that are running our stores for us. Amazon is our baby. We've been running Amazon stores for about a year. My partner Damon, who's on the line with us right now, he's been doing Amazon for about 2 years. And is almost this year is probably going to do close to between $700,000 and $1 million in sales. I've been friends with Damon for about 25 years, and I've been friends with Eric for about another 25 years as well. I ended up bringing these two together because I saw the power of what Eric could do, and I saw what Damon was doing. So the three of us partnered up, and I go by Tony usually. Eric is E, and then Damon is D, which brought up TED Associates. So TED Associates is our company name, but our branding for our automation company is called TED Talks Automation. Mm-hmm. So those are the main ones. A lot of the other things on the site, we contract out to companies like Wealth Accelerators or other trusted partners that we've developed relationships over the last year. So it's depending on like YouTube or like trucking, for example. But Facebook and Amazon are our two babies that we kind of run ourselves. So those are our favorite opportunities right now, obviously, but I think the most opportunity in those. The difference is Amazon, we do FBA. We don't do any drop shipping on Amazon. And then Facebook's more of a drop shipping model. Mm-hmm. We do have a system that's going to be coming into place here where we will be able to do retail or wholesale drop shipping through Amazon and Facebook, where we're going to be able to actually buy directly from the wholesaler and drop ship it to the customer. So a lot better ROI than doing just retail arbitrage. And then we have an entire system that we're putting together with a buying club and software that's going to be able to broadcast all of our different products over one platform and be able to auto post to your eBay and the Facebook and Etsy and a few other different platforms. But yeah, that's in it for Eric or Damon. Do you guys have anything to add?
You
do you have any questions at all?
So let me just give you a little bit of my background when it comes to like logistic wise, because I worked for I worked for a brokerage firm before, and I worked for a cement company doing logistics. So when I used to work for, I don't know if you ever heard of TQL. So it's a logistics company, it's a third party logistics company, and it's like the second in the country at the moment. And I used to work with a client from Los Angeles, and I used to do his shipments from Amazon back and forth, like basically daily. So I have that's mostly what I have in my head. Like I'm really good at coming to this logistics, learning knowing the market, pricing and things like that. So you just want to put that out there. That's kind of like my field that I'm more in. Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's like things that I can help out, basically.
Have you ever done any kind of trucking logistics, like trucking at all?
Yeah. Well, I was never a truck driver. I just
but the logistics side of it. You've
Correct.
had some experience with that? Okay.
Correct. I did that for quite a while, maybe like almost 2 years. I did everything when it comes to the truck driver, giving them all the paperwork and things like that. But it's mostly when it comes to that field, you know, it's like the stock market. When it comes to logistics, every day the price could change, but
Yeah.
you just never know who you get in contact with. You could find local carriers that could move things around. So,
Yep.
just some friends.
Awesome, man. Yeah, we've obviously seen the trucking model, and we've talked to a few different trucking companies that do the trucking automation. And then, you know, it's kind of crazy how the world works and energy works. But once you start looking into something like that, and you start meeting people, next thing you know, you meet this person that's in it and this person that's in it. And we met a guy that has 7 trucks, and we met this person who has a software that has logistics in it, and we met this person. So at some point, I think the natural, you know, thing is going to be for us to, you know, get our own truck and run it ourselves. But then maybe, you know, who knows down the line, you know, get trucks for other people and stuff. We are also kind of doing some Airbnb stuff as well that we're just kind of starting out and learning about. So that's an opportunity doing that short-term rentals. We were thinking about buying into that program. And then I just realized that I have a girl that I used to go in this restaurant, and she was a bartender. And she actually told me about this short-term rental thing about 2 years ago. And I'm like, man, I thought it was a phenomenal idea. And I kept on going back and started to kind of just ask her questions about it and stuff like that. And finally, when I got back from the seminar, I called her, and, you know, I just started asking her questions, and everything that she was saying was right in line with what the guy on stage was saying. Did you see that guy talking at all with the Airbnb short-term rentals at all, or no?
No.
No, oh, it's pretty cool. But that's, you know, a whole other story. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity out there, you know, and, you know, try to find opportunity, whether it be automation companies or, you know, we just have a gaming opportunity that we just saw yesterday that, you know, it's an automated, like a skill gaming tournament style thing where, I mean, we just kind of go out and find, you know, different opportunities and different people that we can connect with that can add value to what we do, and then just share it with the world, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Completely understand.
But yeah, for us, I mean, I don't know, it's up to you, man. You know, what, out of everything we've said so far, what kind of interests you the most, or what, you know, because we can kind of go in deeper into, you know, different things we do, depending on what your interest is.
I mean, the Amazon and the Facebook thing, that it's interesting. I know that's like a lot going into very deep conversations, learning the process you guys do. You guys already have a system going on. Going maybe through a Zoom takes like another hour to understand or longer, but that's something that I definitely want to, you know, get to.
The whole point of working with, you know, people that have had it set up is that you don't have to go in and learn all of it. So, you know, for Amazon in particular, I originally had paid $30,000 to someone to run my Amazon store, gave them $20,000 in inventory purchase power, and they ended up being better marketers than actually getting the service done. I didn't even want to look at it. Like, I literally gave them my money on November 2019. They didn't make a sale for me until March of 2020. So 5 months into it. And I thought that was normal because I literally did not want to look into it. But then I found out that wasn't normal.
Yeah.
I ended up, took a couple nights of crying and realizing they weren't going to fulfill my my dreams of automation and making money in the background. And so then I bought a course. You know, the course cost $697, and that course led to another course that cost $1,000, and another course that cost $6,000. And next thing you know, I'm hiring a team and stuff like that. And that's when these guys came on, and I started running their store. So we tell people that work with us or partner with us, you can learn as much or as little as you'd like. We've already got the team going and doing everything. We have the warehouse, we have all that stuff in place. Same thing with Facebook. We've already gotten a team. The only thing you're responsible for as a partner of ours in Facebook or Amazon is basically the setup, because everything's in your name. and basically we're paid off of performance. So if we're producing for you, then we get a percentage. If we're not, it's in your name, so you can literally leave and go find another team or work with someone else or learn it yourself, like I ended up having to do. So there isn't that much involved, as opposed to just seeing where you're at with like Facebook in general. Like if you have a marketplace or shop, or setting up a little software and then giving access to some credit. And we have partners that get started on Facebook and they make their first sale within 24 hours. Some it takes 7 days. So you never really know. It's kind of a weird deal like that. Amazon, because I didn't want people waiting 5 months for their first sale. Normally, if someone works with us in Amazon, we had their first sale within in that 20 to 30 day range. We'll get that first sale in. So that's been a little different story for what I experienced, and purposefully did it that way so people would feel comfortable knowing that we're working towards their goals and stuff like that. So nothing, like I said, it's not the whole point of automation is basically you're the funding partner, we're the people with the process. But like I said, each one of my partners or our partners, I actually, all those trainings that I've bought, I actually give them access to it. So if they ever wanted to learn it themselves, they could fire us and just start doing things themselves if they wanted to. But like Anton was saying, the low-hanging fruit right now for us is basically anyone we talk to, we tell them to go get business funding. Because you don't want to use your own credit. You don't want to use the money that you've saved up. If you can go get 50, 80, 100, $150,000 in business credit. So we tell people to look at that first, and then see where you're at with that. But with Facebook being such a low price of entry, and a low cost in goods, a person could get started with $4,000, $5,000 on a credit card and be making $500 to $1,000 within 6 to 9 months to a year. And there again, making $500 to $1,000 on something that you're not stressing over time, you're not stressing over anything, it's working for you, and all you've provided is credit. It's a great extra payment on something. Or some people, we try to say 500 to 1,000 could pay for a car payment for a kid, or take your wife out on Friday night dates or whatever. You have that extra money there, but it leads you into cash flow. Then cash flow would lead you into Amazon store, or like how we did, we bought a truck. It just leads you into different avenues because you have cash flow.
Okay. Good. Is there like any specific like product you guys use, or is just?
We have certain apps that we use. Yep. So each business has its own apps that you would have to, pay your monthly for. Like I said, everything's in your name. Yep. So some of them are general apps. Some of them we're developing our own stuff as far as apps for some future applications that we'll be doing here pretty soon. But a lot of the apps right now are normal that a lot of people use. Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. All right.
Are you interested in hearing about our process as far as like how we get going and stuff like that, as far as Amazon or Facebook goes? Or
I mean,
we can send you some information, basically a form that kind of lays everything out for you for Facebook, and we do have an Amazon proposal as well that you can read over, just so you're aware of that. But like Damon said, I think the biggest thing is going through the funding process through Fund and Grow. That's it. Like I said, you don't need as much for Facebook, but Amazon, and you definitely want to go through that process through Fund and Grow. But Facebook is
just for me to look through the details and like understand it a little bit better, like how your system works and what exactly is going to happen or could happen.
Yep.
You know, but
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's why we just have an outlay. We have a proposal of the numbers that we've gotten before for our Amazon. We have a sheet for our Facebook. And once you've read through it, you basically can jump back on. We will pull up our store, show you where they're at on either Amazon or Facebook. So you can see the success or failure, or are we reaching those numbers or not? You know, we can't hide anything once we pull up an actual store. So we definitely email you those, look them over and get back on. And like I said, we just pull up our stores live. Like we try to tell people, like, we've turned into, you know, TED Talks automation. We've turned into basically a company that has evaluated these things ourselves. And we've put money into them ourselves. And if we share them with people, basically we don't, not to be blunt, but we don't care if you decide to do them or not, because our business is making money in those things. If you decide to join us, we're just a person sharing what we've found, what we've developed and stuff like that. We will make some money off of it because of the splits and stuff, but our core business is the actual Amazon or is the actual Facebook. It's not the actual people we're bringing in. That's not our core business. So, but like I said, we'll share everything with you, good, bad, ugly.
Yeah. That's because you got to know those things, you know?
Yeah. Well, this is Anton was just on his store just now showing his actual Amazon. So, you know, it's funny. This is a true thing. So I was on a call before this with a gentleman and he's looking at doing Amazon and he goes, well, can you pull it up? And I actually pulled up Anton's and I said, he got started like October 23rd and he'd already had sales right away, made a few $100. And then the next month it was in the thousands, right?
Yeah.
He's like, well, it's not that impressive that he's only having $30,000 gross months. I'm like,
what?
what? Because that's not really that impressive. And I was like, impressive towards what? Because on Amazon, you can only put so many items into a store, or you're gated, you know, different things like that. I said, it's impressive to me because I paid $50,000, $30,000 up front, $20,000 in purchasing power and didn't make a sale for 5 months. I'm showing you a progression from month one of $600 all the way up to $32,000 before we even got to month 5. And you're not impressed? Well, that's interesting to me. That's all I could say to him. That's interesting to me.
What else?
Yeah.
Can you send me also the splits as well when it comes to money wise and all that stuff? If I could, you know, just have
it's pretty simple. I mean, we can just tell you it's 65-35 for Amazon. You keep 65%. 15,000 is our initial for Amazon, and then 65-35 split. We wait 60 days, and then after 60 days, there's a $1,000 management fee. And you don't pay that $1,000 again until the 60s after we start your store. And then once we get you to $3,000 in profit, that $1,000 goes away for the management fee. And then we ended up just doing the 35-65 split where you keep the 65.
We have that written out for you. So, and then Facebook is just a 50-50 split with 35 up front.
Okay.
3,500, sorry, up front.
I found the Facebook. Okay, cool.
Yep. So, but yeah, we have them all detailed. So we'll get it emailed out to you, man. Like I said, look them over, jump back on. Anton was just showing his Amazon store. We'll show Facebook as well. And if it makes sense to you, it makes sense to you. If it doesn't, it's all good, you know?
Yeah, I appreciate that. All right, yeah. Let me if you could email to me, Anton, I'll send my email. I'm not sure if you even have it.
Yeah. Are you on WhatsApp? Are you on WhatsApp too?
Yeah, I have WhatsApp.
You know, one of the things we like to do too is just start the conversation there so you can ask any questions. So we can just get an ongoing kind of a chat with you. We can send all the information right into WhatsApp too, if you don't mind. I mean, we can email it too as well though. We'll do both.
Whichever.
How's that sound?
Yeah. Whichever. Yeah. That sounds
Okay.
good.
I know we have your email. I was just looking at it. So, yeah, Luis Rosado 11. So
Yeah. 11
Cool.
at G.
yeah, so very good, very good. We'll get it over to you, man. And like I said, it was I didn't get a chance to meet you at 11 o'clock or 12:34 at night.
Nah. It was a good time, man. Good time.
I don't know where I was, but I couldn't have been too far away.
We'll have one of those days one day.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely, absolutely.
There
We'll be
you
down
go.
to Orlando again here shortly for sure, man.
Yeah. Bro. Cool.
All right,
I think
man.
we should,
Well, that's good.
one last thing we should add is that we do referrals too. So like if you have anybody else that's looking for stuff, so we pay like on the Amazon store or the Facebook, we'll give you 10% of the upfront plus a 5% residual on the back end. So you can make percentage of the store on the back end too, and build up some residual income off of that too. So if you know anybody else that's looking to get a little bit of extra income coming in the door, and so we'll send you some information that kind of details it out, and you can hand it out to other people too, and then just if anybody's interested, just set up a call with us or whatever, and we can just let them know you could be on the call too, or let them know you found us through you or whatever, and we'll hook you up. So
Okay, sounds good. Appreciate
yeah, cool,
that.
man.
I know,
All right.
I know a lot of people my age right now that wants to get in all type of business. So
Right, yeah.
Well, just that summit we're at, people are just looking at alternative ways of putting their money anyway. So, we are at a lower price point just for the fact that we don't advertise. It's not our core business to employ 1 million people and stuff like that. Like, some of the other companies that do charge 20, 30,000 for that service. So we're at the basic amount. We're more, like I said, we're not paying for ads and salespeople and all that jazz, So we're trying to get people in on a great system that's out there, and then have the long term. That's why we have this whole automation club or people or talks. It's like, okay, start making some money. Okay, what else is out there? What else, and then you can just spread your wings into a couple different things and go from there. So
yeah. Yes.
So cool, man. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah.
Gotta get back to Orlando so I can be. That's so funny. I didn't know what the call was. Anton didn't say how he had met or how you guys had met or anything like that. So
It's a
I
great
just
night.
know we met at 12:34 p.m. and that's why I sent you the text.
Yeah.
That was afternoon, so it could have been too crazy then, I think.
Oh, okay. It wasn't AM. It was PM. All right. All right, man.
I'll start that WhatsApp chat. Eric will give you an email with all the information. We do have contracts in place as well too, so you can look over the contracts and get you all the information you need to make an educated decision for yourself.
Yes. Good. Thank you, Anton.
Yeah,
All right, man. It's good talking.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, man. D, T.
man. Have a great night. Take care, man.
All right. You guys too, man.